What's going on, everyone? In today's video, we will be going over how much money I've spent so far, exterior wise, on the Type R. This is gonna be one of those videos where I'm like, don't even tell me the final price. I'm gonna be telling you guys how much I personally spent on the exterior of my car. Majority of it, if not 90% of these parts that's on there now, is second hand, maybe even third. I can't wait to break it down to you guys and show you guys how much I've actually spent. First, the front bumper. This is the Veris front bumper. It is authentic, and I bought it secondhand from another FK8 owner in New Jersey. I actually have a video somewhere of me driving up to New Jersey, picking the part up and all that, but yeah, I got this front bumper from him for $2,500. I will include paint, but I'll probably include paint and labor towards the end of the video, as I'm just gonna get all this parts out of the way first, and then at the end of the total, I'll throw in parts and labor of how much it all costed me. Honestly, if you have the money saved up and you want to change the look of the Type R and look different, I'd say save up the money and get the Veris front bumper or the Spoon front bumper. Either one of those two options are good options if you really want to change like the front end look of the Type R. So one thing I love about the Veris front bumper is that there's so many openings for air to go in and cool down, the intercooler, the radiator. You have these side vents that are open. The OEM one is like covered with Honda sensing. One con to the Veris front bumper is that when you do install this bumper, you will have the Honda sensing light on and you can't use lane assist and all that extra other stuff. But honestly, I've been driving through like four-way stops, and sometimes when I would drive through it, bro, like the car will go and I'm driving, and then it'll just like beep 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 and slam on the brake in the middle of the intersection, and I'm like, there's literally no one in front of me. It's happened like more often than I would like to admit. Hate it. Always hated that Honda sensing stuff. Like literally no one in front of me. It's not like I'm riding too close or I'm get up to speed quick. It just there's no one there, and it would just do that. One con about that, yeah, Honda sensing doesn't work, lane assist doesn't work, and all that, but I personally don't really care for it. Now, if you want to keep your OEM functionalities with Honda sensing, I'd say go save up your money for the Spoon front bumper. I've heard that the Spoon front bumper works with Honda sensing and it will not throw a light in anything. Spoon front bumper, I've heard, has a bigger grill opening than the Veris front bumper, so there's that too if you like the Spoon style front bumper more than the Veris. The other front end finishing touch, you also have the carbon fiber Veris hood. I also picked this up from another FK8 owner. I bought that for $2,500. So like I said, your boy loves saving money, especially on expensive authentic parts. Veris front bumper new goes for about $3,100, not including shipping. And also the carbon fiber Veris hood goes for about $3,000, not including shipping. Also the JDM wait time too. So you got to take that into consideration too. So far, the two things on the front end of the car, picked it up within a couple hours, save some time, save some money. And basically, just for the front end alone, this is what you'll get without paint, of course, and the labor. So basically, your boy saved $1,000 total just for the front end of the car so far. I'm also gonna mention this, but I actually didn't pay for it. The owner gave it to me with the Veris front bumper. I also got these lip guards. They're authentic Veris lip guards, and I'm pretty sure brand new. They go for about $800, but he just threw that in there for me. Technically, I saved $800 on the lip guards. So yeah, there's that. I was gonna say this concludes the front end of the car, but I'm just gonna throw this in here also. Remember that one time where I hit that stupid curb? Yeah, I actually had to buy another lip. This is not the authentic Veris lip. I actually bought an EPR Veris style rep lip, and that right here costed me about $570, including the wait time, which was about 2 to 3 months. I'm not gonna include that into the price because if you buy the Veris front bumper, it will come with this bottom lip, and obviously this is not an additional cost. Me personally, I spent more, obviously 500, like $60-ish more. All right, now that we are on to the side view of the car, we're gonna talk about the most basic things that you can do to make your car really stand out, and that's to get aftermarket wheels. I went with the TE37s. They are the God spec, which means that if you are running stock suspension, maybe even lowering springs, this exact setup right here, you won't rub. It's probably like a guarantee that you won't rub, but the specs are 18 by 10 plus 41 offset. So I've heard a lot of people run this offset and have not have had any issues with rubbing of any sorts. So for my tires, I'm running Continental DWS 06 Plus. They are 265 35 18s. That's just the setup I have so far. I do want to eventually run bigger tires and like have like a dedicated summer tire, but for now I do daily this car, so I have all seasons on there. But that's my tire spec and my wheel spec so far. I picked these wheels up from another previous FK8 owner for $2,200 with tires. The tires, actually, one of the wheels were bad. I'm not gonna blame the tire. I did have a blowout on it because there was basically no air in there, and I actually found out the reason why. There was a small crack in one of the wheels, which got professionally welded, so now it holds air perfectly fine. It's been about 6 months since the repair, and it still holds air perfectly fine. 2200 bucks for these TEs, pretty rare TEs actually. Not a bad deal. Now that you are running aftermarket wheels, you are gonna want the correct lug nuts. I've spent 360 bucks so far on lug nuts, maybe a little more because I keep losing one for some weird reason. 360 for a set of 20, and they are the Chasing J's titanium open end lug nuts. It does come with a locking lug nut and a locking key, around $360 total for the whole set. And yeah, honestly, I love the titanium look on the wheels. I personally wished I would have kept up and taken better care of the titanium lug nuts, but you live and you learn. Maybe my next set, I'll do a better job of taking care of them. Since I've already bought the Chasing J's titanium lug nuts, I also went with the Chasing J's titanium valve stem caps, which are these little bad boys right here. And they went for about $32.81. I mean, not a bad price just for stem caps. Had to get the titanium matching look on the wheels to go all around. So this one is probably more of a bigger purchase. I also got the Sabre Design wider front fenders. They are plus 25 millimeters wider than the OEM fenders, and this ran me about $1,225 shipped to my door. Honestly, I love the look to it. I think it adds a lot of aggressiveness towards the front and side view, especially this cutout right here next to the APR carbon fiber side vents. The APR carbon fiber side vents costed around $550 when I purchased it. I think it flows really well with the carbon fiber hood. I think they add like a lot more touch. They look clean. The gloss finished. I've had this for about 2 years now, and the quality of it still looks to be holding up pretty good. I think that's probably one of the better first purchases I would get if I were to start all over again, only because I just really hated that fake plastic piece. We still are on the side view of the car. Yeah. I don't even know how much money I've spent so far. I'm scared to look at it. About to edit the video and be like, yeah. But now that we're done with the wheels, the Sabre Design wider fenders, here is the Veris Rep style wide rear fenders. I actually picked this up from a 10th gen owner for $500 with the front Veris Rep style over fenders too. I have that basically in my room just chilling until I want to put the stock OEM fenders back on and have MB Auto Performance, shout out to him, cut, drill, and paint and do all that other stuff. But for now, I haven't really seen any Type R basically run a rear Veris style design with the Sabre Design front over fenders. So that's, well, front fenders. So that's why I just wanted to run this just to give any of you FK8 owners inspiration to see how this exact setup would look. I honestly like it, but the one thing that kind of I'm like about is that for the rears, obviously you have the bolts, and then the fronts, it's like a molded look. So that's that's basically one thing where I'm like, but I mean, like I said, I do have the front over fenders. Anytime I could, pay MB to do it, I could just plop that back on there. The other thing that I got for my Type R is probably one of the first things I got for the Type R is the Mugen window visors. They ran me about $280 on top of the Mugen door sill protectors, right, or door handle protectors right here. These were about $32. They were pretty cheap. But honestly, when I had my black SI, I remember having a couple scratches between the door handle, and I just didn't like that. So I learned from my mistakes from the last car and just decided to purchase these so that way I don't see or look at any scratches, if there even is any. I am also running spacers on the wheels only because I am basically wide bodied. So in order for the wheels to poke out more and not have that sunken in look, plus 20 millimeters spacer up front and plus 25 millimeter spacers in the back. I love the look. It kind of pokes it out just enough to be almost flush. The fronts are basically flush. The rears can poke out just a tad bit more, but I'm honestly too scared to poke them out anymore and literally have like the wheels crack into the rear over fender. So I'd rather not risk it. But if I wanted to go lower in the rear just a tad bit more, I can do that. I wasn't fond of spacers at first. Honestly, I would rather buy a wheel that have the perfect fitment already for the wider fenders. But since I already got these TEs, I didn't want to spend like another $3 grand or $4 even just to have like a plus 15 offset wheel. So that's why I decided to just run spacers for now and just see where it goes. Now that we are onto the rear of the car, I am running the Voltex Type 2 wing. I got this wing for $26.95. Yeah. When I first saw this wing on another FK8 owner's car, I wanted it. Like the very first time I saw it in person, I was like, nah, this wing is fire. I have to get it. My end goal was to eventually wide body the Type R. So I wanted a wing that was aggressive enough and wide enough for the fitment of the wide body. And honestly, I think this wing with the wide body just goes hand in hand. Like it looks so good. Even stock body with this Voltex Type 2 wing, I honestly think it looks like crazy good. But man, if you're gonna wide body a car, you're gonna need like the back end aggressiveness to go with it too. So I already had a vision in mind when I bought the wing, and yeah, man, looking at the wing from the front end view, like if you're ever see me driving and like I'm behind you or in front of you, like just looking at it, it looks really aggressive. Now more onto the little bit cheaper stuff. I want to say really cheap because 300 some bucks. It's not cheap. But anyways, here are the HRS clear tails. They are the V2 version and they ran about $330. I'm not too fond of the smoked look. I was gonna get the Mugen taillights, but again, I just can't do with the smoke look. I remember back in high school, literally going to like AutoZone and spray. I don't even know if it's spray painting, but like basically smoking out my back taillights on my Acura TL. And look, every time I see smoked taillights, it just gives me like, again, nothing wrong with it, but it gives me like high school day vibes. But that's why I just strayed away a little bit from the smoked look and went more towards clears. Again, nothing wrong with smoked looks. It's not for me at all. Change my mind, please. If there's a smoked taillight out there that looks really good, change my mind. I'll probably buy it. One reason I went with these taillights was because I didn't really see a lot of people run these taillights. I think HRS has pictures of a black Type R with these taillights, and bruh, good marketing, because that picture is fire on there. If you guys haven't seen it, I really like the contrast between the black and these clear V2s on that picture. So that's one of the biggest reason why I went with these clear tails. I love the startup animation. It has like a weird sequence animation that looks pretty fire. The reverse lights with the lights being on, it looks really good in traffic and driving. So speaking of smoked stuff, right? These bottom HRS rear LED reflectors ran about $35, and I was actually looking for smoked ones only because I felt like the red in the back was a little bit too much, as you already have the lines going through with, you know, the red Honda badge in the back and the red R. I wanted to kind of break it up and kind of make this part clean at the very minimal, like have this part right here look and flow with the car. Driving the car at night with the lights on, it looks honestly really good. Like, I really don't mind the red of it, but man, if I could get my hands on those smoked ones, I don't know, maybe I'll make another video if they're in stock and purchase the smoked ones and put it on and see how I like it. So that's it for the exterior parts on my car. I'm probably gonna also pop the hood open and show you guys what I spent under the hood too, as it's not that much, but yeah, let's get to that too. Oh man, it's gonna be more money. First performance mod you should probably do to your Type R is get an intake. I personally got the PRL high volume intake. This is the street version because I'm not tuned. Picked this up from another local FK8 owner for $260. The induction noise is crazy. Like, if you give it a couple revs or just like give it some boost and let off, like literally listen to this. That rev range was about 2.5 to 3,500 RPM. And yeah, that induction noise is crazy. You don't even need a blow off valve for that. This part right here is probably one of the most expensive part under the hood, and that will be the anti-gravity batteries. I'm pretty sure these go for like 900-ish new, but since I reached out to them and said that I was gonna be making a video for them and showcasing their battery product, I got a discount on it, so I've only paid like $750-ish for it, which is not a bad price. You know, I saved about $200. You know, I'm not a big YouTuber or anything. I just reached out, told them how many followers I had, and yeah, that's literally how it went. Crazy how light the battery is though. Like, I have an install video where Justin was holding it with his pinky. We were basically saying that we were getting pinky gains from it. It also has like a spare battery key fob to where if you need to jump start your car, it'll have just enough juice to where when you push that button, it'll literally jump start itself. You don't need someone else's battery. You don't need mobile battery tender charger or anything. Like, it saves just enough juice so that you can literally get to where you need to go. The battery hasn't given me any issues at all. It starts up really quick. I have AC full blast on. I have the radio going, and it performs as if it was an OEM battery. So 10 out of 10. Would recommend the battery if you have the money for it. I honestly think it's just a great feature, knowing that you probably won't be stranded. Continuing with the engine bay, I also got the Seeker oil cap for my Type R. It ran about $71 from Black Hawk, Japan. So I'm pretty sure it came from Japan. Took a couple days to get here. Honestly, the shipping time wasn't too bad at all. I honestly knew I was gonna get the J's Racing valve cover eventually, and I wanted to switch things up. Instead of getting all titanium hardwares, I wanted to switch it up, clean up that titanium look, and put something more raw, more aluminum. Speaking of the J's Racing valve cover, I spent $562 on it, not including labor. I'll probably throw that all in there after. The one major important reason on why I got this valve cover was because my OEM valve cover was leaking. Your boy had a small oil leak from the valve cover, and I've heard that it's pretty common for Type R owners to have that, which kind of sucks. But basically, if I was gonna switch this out from OEM, I might as well make the engine bay pop a little bit more. Now, would I say the valve cover is worth the money? No, because it's basically the Honda OEM valve cover just painted with the J's Racing logo slapped onto it. But like I said, most of these stuff, if you have the money, you know, it's your money, you do what you want with it. this is basically what I did with my money. So yeah, if you have the money and you love the look, go for it. Whatever makes you happy. Let's talk about the spoon sock. Honestly, I don't even know how much I bought that for. I think around 20 bucks. 20 bucks is crazy for a sock. One sock, not even a pair of sock. I don't even know if it's an official sock. It looks like a wristband. But yeah, that spoon wristband costed about 20 bucks. I'm just gonna throw that out there, $20. I think this one is probably the most craziest savings I've ever saved on a car part, but it's basically the RSR Best Eye Active Coilovers. So it comes with the ADS suspension canceller, so that way it doesn't throw an ADS light on your car or and your dash. But I've only spent, hear me out, $1,165. MSRP brand new goes for $3,000. So I saved more than 50% off, which is a crazy steal. I've had friends and family get into my car and ask if I was lowered or not because of how good the suspension rides. It's not too stiff and it's also not too soft. It's literally like probably one of the better perfect daily slash street slash a little bit of track suspension you can get for your car. Imagine spending $1,200 for a top name brand coilovers for the same price as like your, nothing wrong with these brands either, but Fortunatos, BC coilovers. Is it Tien? Ha! Speaking of RSR coilovers, I also had to buy the RSR top hats. It did not come with the coilovers. So MSRP, brand new, the RSR top hats cost $400. It allows you to adjust for camber. I honestly used a $100 gift card for my job, so I saved $100. I only spent $300 just for these RSR top hats. I also got these Amazon side covers for the engine bay, and they don't even fit. They might fit for another 10th gen Civic. I honestly, it doesn't fit that good. Even though it looks pretty good, it doesn't fit as good. And I think I spent around $60 to $70 for them. This side engine cover is probably one of the least favorite things I bought for the car so far. And that should tell you a lot, honestly, because for 60, 70 bucks, I'll take the hit. I do plan on buying another set of side engine bay covers, either going with APR carbon fiber for the whole thing or maybe another brand out there. But honestly, that can wait. I'm not in a rush to really deck out the engine bay. I remember saying earlier in the video that I wanted to switch up the titanium look. I do like the Chasing J's titanium screws and tabs that you put throughout the engine bay. I think if I were to get like an APR carbon fiber engine cover, I would probably go with the Chasing J's titanium just to like really make the engine bay pop out that much more. So to the inlet pipe, I've hold off on that only because I don't know if I want to get the RV6 turbo with the inlet pipe or just get like another turbo and put the PRL inlet pipe. So that's why it's still stock for now. All right, your boy just added up the total amount of money I spent on the exterior of the car, including the engine bay stuff, and and the total came out to
$16,660 roughly.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Bruh, that's another car. Could even be 3 to 4 cars depending if you buy the car for like $4,000 each. Yeah. Holy bruh, $16,660. And it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, right? But to spend that throughout the 2 to 3 years that I've owned this car, it's still a lot of money, regardless of which way you put it. But honestly, we modify these cars because we love it. Investing in a car, it's never a good investment at all. Cars, I'm not trying to be like really good. Oh, you need to do this with your money. Nah, bruh. We do this because we love it. This is literally our hobby, our passion. This goes for like people who are into electronics, camera gears, These go for people who collects Funko Pops or action figures. You know, everyone has their own hobby, so I feel like when people are like, oh, you really shouldn't put this much money into a car, bro, it's a hobby. No matter what hobby you have, if you're really passionate about it, you're gonna put mad money into whatever you're passionate about. I just remembered the word I was looking for was financial advisor. I'm not trying to be nobody's financial advisor when I brought that up. So we've spent $16,660. I meant me, because it came straight out of my bank account. This one's on me, guys. You guys have been here watching me build this car and have helped me, but out of my own wallet and bank account, this one's on me. I also didn't tell you guys the parts and labor, which tack on another $4,000. So yeah, I spent a total of $20,660 on getting the Sabre design fenders painted, installed, the Varus front bumper fixed with the bottom EPR lip, that all painted, bondoed, installed, on top of the valve cover, getting that installed. Shout out to MB Auto Performance for doing that. Shout out to Pros Automotive for helping me for actually installing the valve cover. It's basically my go-to mechanic. Yeah, I didn't even include the PRL intercooler that I got for $400, or the charge pipes. But we're just talking about the engine bay and the exterior of the car for now. But just tack on like another $700 for that. 21K. 21K, Riley. 20K is crazy though. 20K, I could have got a Rampage built turbo. I mean, there's so many things I could say I could have did. Would I go back? No, probably not. I'm not really a fast driver, even though there are videos of me like in Mexico going like 5 above the speed limit. I'm more of a casual, slow driver. If you're like, yo, let's meet up, your boy's gonna cruise 5 over the speed limit the whole way there. Obviously, I'm gonna get on it here and there, but like I'm not really those switching lane aggressive driver. I'm more of just the middle lane cruiser, laid back. I get to my destination, literally, whatever Waze tells me. The boy didn't build his car for speed yet. He built it for the look. The track look that I haven't tracked yet. I keep saying that. I honestly don't know when I'll track the car. On a scale from 1 to 10 of how bad I want to track it, it's probably at an 8 or 9. Like, I do want to get the car on a track someday. It's just I haven't made that final push to buy the tickets, to look up events to go. And I think that's the only thing holding me back, is just literally doing the research to purchase and go to the event. That's literally it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Today's video was kind of crazy. I was just kind of like on a whim to where I was like, you know, I need to focus more on my YouTube channel too, and not kind of push that aside while working on my Instagram account. And I was just like, oh, you know what would be a fun video? Let's see how much money your boy spent. It's just crazy. I spent so much. That's gonna be in the back of my head. Every part that I buy, $400. Oh, tack that on to $21,000 now. Nah, I'm just playing with you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment. If you guys have any questions, type it in, ask away. I'm always reading the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. There's gonna be a lot more future content, and I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.